Hello and welcome to the Ross Cloud Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Ross, and this platform was created to motivate and to inspire in hopes that you will become a better you. I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that's listening all over the world. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Ross Cloud Podcast. Listen, we have a very, very special guest with us here on today. He is no stranger to the Ross Cloud Podcast. He has not only become a leader or a mentor, if you would, in my life, but also someone that I consider to be a friend. We have the one and only Playwright, Mr. Michael Garcia. How are you, Mike?
I am doing well, Chris. I'm so glad to be here, man. This is not even an interview. This is a fellowship.
Absolutely, man. It's so good to see you, man.
It is good to be seen. But listen, before we even I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Right on.
Can you imagine that 16 months after we met in Winston-Salem at the National Black Theater Festival, where I was some random guy in the lobby, you were setting up your equipment, that we would be here?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is amazing. And I commend you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you.
I enjoy what you do and the work that you do on behalf of our community.
Absolutely.
Keep keeping on, my brother.
Right on. I appreciate you. And listen, stuff inside my head.
Yes.
Stuff inside my head. And listen, these folks, we're going to take you folks on a little journey. You know, Michael Garcia I had so many different questions I wanted to ask him, but I know him. I've gotten to know him so well till now. I can just kind of just say finance, from marketing to corporate America, to having this wonderful ability to be able to put his thoughts to paper, pen to paper, and have this vision to do something just amazing. And we have to make sure that we tell the folks that you are a poet, and you are a poet.
I am a poet.
You have a book of poetry.
Yes.
And what's the title of that book?
Stuff Inside My Head.
I love it, man.
Listen,
I love it.
When I first cataloged my poetry, Chris, I was thinking about titles, and one of the things that kept coming back to me was, what am I going to do with all of this stuff inside my head? And the phrase stuck.
Yeah.
And at first people thought it was catchy, it was whimsical, but they did not realize that it was going to be a brand. And when we segued and moved forward in the evolution of this creative process, and I decided to write the play, there was no question as to what the title was going to be.
Sure.
Stuff Inside My Head. And here we are. People don't look at this script, this play, as whimsical anymore. They realize the magnitude and the significance of what we're doing in the mental health space.
Yeah. And we're actually doing a lot. The fact that you had the nerve and audacity to leave corporate America, to leave marketing and finance, to pursue a career is just amazing to me. What was that transition like? What was the why?
Well, I've always been a creative at heart. I just happened to hone my skills in corporate. And for anyone out there in our world that understands the book, The Spook That Sat by the Door, that is the blueprint. So I spent 30 some odd years in the corporate space, and I was trained well.
Yeah, absolutely.
My exit from corporate was not voluntary at first.
Really?
I was part of layoffs and have cutbacks and things of that sort. And at some point, you have to make a decision as to what you want to do with the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I decided, as I was already segueing into the creative space, I was writing poetry, I was journaling, honing my skills in the corporate sector, all the while not knowing that we would be here, right? And when it came down to it, I had to make a choice as to what do I want to do? How do I want to leave a legacy for my community, my children, my grandchildren, etc. And I still have a day job because I need to pay the bills. It's just not in that sector anymore. But the flexibility and the freedom that I now have to be able to reach the masses, if you will.
Yeah.
But not only that, to incorporate and utilize the skills that I learned in the corporate sector.
Yeah.
They trained me well.
Absolutely. So this transition sounded like it was pretty easy then, because the work ethic and all of that stuff was a no-brainer. The ability to do logistics, make things happen, to be consistent, to be persistent, all of those things are a part of that type of work, if you would. Or am I wrong?
No, they are. Okay. And let's just take the marketing space, one of the disciplines that are under my belt, right? You have to know what the project is about, right? Who are the stakeholders? Who are the key decision makers? So there's no different in the creative space. If I'm going to endeavor into a marketing project, then I have to understand what the outcome should look like and how to get there. And then I fill in the gaps. I'm very disciplined when it comes to timelines and distribution of content and how the content should look. One of the things that creators don't do so well is understand the business side of your creative world, right?
Yeah.
Dancers typically from very small ages learn how to dance, and that's what they want to do. Singers, actors, right?
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, they need to understand how to run a business. I'm just fortunate to have done it in an inverse way. So for me, the blessing is I've got the corporate background, I have the project management, communications, marketing skills, and now I apply it in the creative endeavor.
Oh man, dope, man. So,
and you see my work.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Now that we got to the formal stuff out the way, and now that we got this official interview underway, and we start talking, now let's just wrap a taste.
But let me ask you this though. In all seriousness, though, the play that you wrote was really geared towards mental health.
Yes.
And so I wanted to ask you this: did you find solace in writing while in corporate America?
That is interesting question because people, there is a joy and a satisfaction in writing my content, my poetry, and then in this play and the monologues that we put together that you are a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But even in my work assignments, I believe in excellence. So even when I was writing content in corporate, when I was writing communications pieces or marketing text or brochures, there was always a spirit of excellence. And that has transferred over into what I do. And those are just transferable skills. So I did find solace in knowing that I was doing a good job at whatever it is my hand was assigned to.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And so now this is not only, I gotta say this is not just entertainment, but it's educating. You're educating and teaching along the way.
I'm glad you brought that up because my background is in adult education and training.
Look at that.
Part of that old world was me being in the corporate learning space, learning and development. Everything I do, Chris, has to have a learning component to it. People do what they do because that's what they know how to do. So in the theater space, you write a play, there's a format for that. I wrote a play with the intentions of adding educational pieces to it, almost as though I was doing a workshop. So that the play can be broken up, siphoned off into different segments. So there's no way you can sit in a theater and watch stuff inside my head on stage and not come away with a call to action.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm a witness to it. And everything that you said you was going to do, you are absolutely doing it. So what is the most valuable piece of advice you have had that you've been given about writing, if you would?
Well, never been asked that question. And, I make no apologies or excuses for these natural gifts. Chris, I will tell your audience and I will tell anyone in person or listening, I have never had to take a writing class in my entire life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I make no excuses or apologies for that. But I will say this. I do a lot of reading, and Ernest Hemingway is one of my favorite novelists.
Okay.
His instruction on writing was very simple. Write the truest sentence and start from there. This play is a testament to that philosophy. Write one true sentence and go from there. And if I had to share that piece of advice with anyone is don't get bogged down on syntax and formatting. Write a true sentence. Start with that first and then go from there and you'll be surprised.
Great answer. Great answer. So look, we're going to get into the play, but before we do, I have a beautiful clip for the folks to watch. We've been running it quite a bit anyway. So, but I want to make sure that I run that clip today, and then we'll talk about that clip just a little bit and talk about what's next for stuff inside my head. And I must say, I'm going to be a little braggadocious right now. You will, I am a part of this.
Folks, let me just say, he's a modest individual. I'm not. I'm going to make sure that you understand the man behind this whole thing. This brother here can act. And I will give him his flowers in due course.
Run that clip for the folks.
Where I'm from, didn't nobody talk to no damn shrink. I know death. I smell death.
When you're a little girl, rejection that you don't recognize as rejection, it leaves a scar.
I was drawn to her nectar as a bee is to honey, and indeed her taste was sweet. My skin, my beautiful brown skin has been blessed by the gods, dipped in bronze and kissed by the golden rays of the sun. Man, the prison hurts, man!
And welcome back to the Ross Cloud podcast.
That's amazing. You know, sometimes you just stand in awe and you can't believe, like, who wrote that? That's me.
That's right.
And you know what, Chris? Right. One of the things that I've gotten to in a point in life is it's okay to pat yourself on the back.
Yes, it is.
And say, you know what? I did good.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
You know, one of the things that holds us back is we wait for the approval of others. We like to be validated. Some folks need to be validated. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But every so often, you need to take a step back. And for you out there listening to this right now, take a step back and pat yourself on the back for the accomplishments you have made thus far.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
And now about Chris. This man and I met about 16 months ago at the National Black Theater Festival 2022 in Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
It was a random meeting, but there are no random meetings in my life.
That's right.
And here we are. And when we got to talking, we got to know one another. We were talking about acting. We were talking about the play.
Yeah.
Chris mentioned that he had some acting experience.
Yeah.
And I wrote him into the play.
Sure did.
His role, his part, as you see on that clip, is very significant because it bridges one part of the play to another. And it gives a glimpse of why the lead actor is experiencing what he does. And I want to commend you because the work that we did behind the scenes, you and I.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we can't do.
That's right.
You in Greensboro, me in Charlotte.
Oh, man.
And yet we did it.
That's right. It's a true testament of really doing the work and trusting the people. You trusted me with this. And so I had to legitimately say, okay, just because I'm not there with them, I need to do the work to show yourself approved. And so I had to put in the work. And before I go any further, I want to make sure I give a shout out to my man who's in here with us today, Michael Anderson. Mike Anderson, shout out to you, bro, because that was the plug, that was the catalyst. We always say that, the plug. But not only that, not only was he the plug and the catalyst, but he continues to be a friend too.
Wow.
So it's hard. Those relationships that you build along the way, they're so invaluable. They're valuable, but I think sometimes we take advantage of those. And I'm just looking at how God placed you. You know what I'm saying? The placement, how God puts you in the path of the right people that set you up for success, that says, hey, man, listen, I need for y'all to come over here. I didn't know I was going to meet you. It was so divine.
Folks, let me tell you how we met. I walked into the Marriott Theater, registered as a playwright.
Yeah.
Nervous as all get out. Didn't know anyone. Didn't know if I even fit in that realm.
Absolutely.
My entire experience in registration was about 5 minutes. I came back down to the lobby and didn't know what to do with the rest of my day. And I was tired.
Yeah.
Because of the adrenaline.
Yeah.
And I saw Chris and his crew setting up. I sat next to him and the opening sentence was, man, y'all look like you're some important people. And for next thing you know, I was getting mic'd up. And I believe I was your first interview.
You were.
On that.
You were.
And here we are.
We was in the lobby of the it was
the Marriott.
Is that the Marriott? Yeah, it was the Marriott.
It was the Marriott.
So we were there, and it was myself, it was Maisha, James Wu at the time, Washington Jr., and that was the crew that that was the beginning.
That was the beginning.
That was the beginning, and you don't take light of those beginnings. You're very grateful for them, and but you move on and you keep pressing forward, and here we are today talking about stuff. Inside my head.
It's an amazing journey because when you think about it, you didn't know me from Adam.
No, I didn't.
Right? I could have just had nothing but game.
And you got on the classic Converse today.
And I honored. Let me see if I could do this right. I honored this man with my Converse. Dr. J,
yes, sir.
All Stars, because I had them on.
Yeah.
When I met, I said I'm gonna come up here to Greensboro and wear them for you.
Yes, sir.
But
I sure do appreciate it.
It's been a wonderful ride, and I think for me,
yes,
the beautiful thing is that everything I said to you that was going to happen, that I wanted to happen, has happened.
Yes. We having a little technical difficulty right now, but you still can hear Mr. Garcia. We're gonna keep this going. Just ignore what you see happening right now. But we're having a little technical difficulties right now as we fix this, but go ahead and continue.
I was just
Garcia.
talking about, when you meet people, there has to be some type of connection and alignment.
Oh, yes, alignment. Absolutely.
Alignment.
Yeah.
And you didn't know anything about me. I didn't know much about you.
No, not at all.
But we clicked.
Yes.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
Mhm.
But you and I have talked.
Yeah.
We've cried. We've laughed.
Oh, man.
We've encouraged one another.
Yeah.
We've shared personal secrets and stories.
Yes.
And we've bonded.
Yes.
And to me, that chance meeting was never a chance meeting.
Oh, no, not at all, man. Not at all, brother. It was supposed to be.
Yes.
And stuff inside my head, I remember from the beginning, once I became a part of it. You know what's so crazy? I was supposed to actually be at the first, maybe it wasn't the first time, but it was my first time. I didn't get a chance to see it when you first did it, because we were so busy doing the festival.
Oh,
remember?
the reading. Yes.
National Black Theater Festival.
Yes.
We didn't get a chance to actually see the play.
Yeah.
I was working so hard. I was all over that thing and I missed it.
Yeah.
But when I got a chance to be in the presence of, and if we could, can you talk about this phenomenal cast? These guys are absolutely amazing.
I have to acknowledge
the
following individuals because, again, they believed in the vision without seeing the vision. As long as I believed, they believed, and when they read the script. So big shout out to Jonathan Adams, Jonathan Caldwell, Justin Peoples, Graham L. Williams Sr., and Chanel Marie Thomas, and of course, Chris Ross Sr. The cast, top to bottom, is magnificent. They are professional. They are family. They understand the assignment. They understand the seriousness of our topic and subject matter, mental illness, and the stigma that continues to plague not only men of color. It is a universal issue, and they convey their messages with such pinpoint accuracy that I will take this crew. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about that.
Yes, we will.
They have earned the right, yourself included, that wherever I go, you all have first crack of no matter what opportunity comes. And you all know that because I've said that to you, and now we're saying that publicly.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So if you want to bring us to your town, city, or state, the first group that has earned the right to do that is the current cast of Stuff Inside My Head.
That's right.
They have earned, they put their work in for this play.
Yes, that's absolutely right. This is actually,
and we're not done yet.
Oh no, we're not done. If you would, let's talk about some of the things you got going on, if you don't mind, or would you like to read something?
No, well, I'm going to do a little bit of that, but here's what I will say. Some things I can share, some things I can't share.
Enough said.
But what I did bring is, I believe in props.
Come on now.
This original script that I have here,
yes, sir.
that is all marked up, notes. One day, I believe in my heart, someone's going to buy this off of me.
Come on, man.
And that asking price, now that we have a grassroots following.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That asking price is not going to be minuscule. I use a collegiate word.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Right? Because when you come to me, you have to assess the value of what it means to prevent someone from committing suicide. Right? What it means to prevent a mass shooting.
Yes.
So this script, I'm not here to just sell a product. We're here to provide solutions. And I believe in my heart that that time will come. Chris, I'm a very straight up individual, and I was a little tardy today, but I'm gonna tell your audience why I was a little tardy. This morning, I received the email from Appalachian State University, otherwise known here in North Carolina as App State. And the contracts are being signed because we are bringing this play, Stuff Inside My Head, to App State in April of 2024. So Harlem is coming to the mountain.
Yes, sir. I love it.
And then the day before this interview,
yes, sir,
we are also bringing this play, Stuff Inside My Head, to the very first HBCU that has signed on to do the play.
Hey.
That is Johnson C. Smith University
Golden
in Charlotte,
Bulls.
North
Yes,
Carolina.
sir.
We will be on campus on Saturday, March 23rd. And the bonus is that we are doing a mental health workshop in the afternoon and the play in the evening.
I love it.
My vision, my model is totally different than a typical theater model.
Yeah.
I joke around with my cast, and they have known for a long time. We are not doing 500 behind the woods, up the creek, turn left at the crooked oak tree, knock 3 times at the door, blow a whistle, get in, go down the stairs type of plays.
Yeah.
We are strategic. We are tactical with the type of offerings that we present. We have a product. That product is good. I stand by my product.
Come on, man. Talk that talk.
So that's that.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Before we get into that though, if you guys can look down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. It's 24 hours a day. It's in the languages are English and Spanish. There is help for you. Feel free to dial that number because at the end of the day, this is what this is really all about. All right, go ahead, Garcia.
Chris. I appreciate you providing that information, and we have that on the official trailer. We have the information and the statistics. We have a young lady that I've met recently in Charlotte who attended a mental health workshop, who attended the play, who I'm bringing into the team.
Oh, wow.
Who about a year or so ago was on the verge of committing suicide. And we talked a little bit about that. And she will share some of her story
I love that.
at the screening of our play because we filmed the last performance.
Come on, man.
And we will be screening it in Charlotte at an event-only gathering on Saturday, January 20th.
Yes.
Chris, we'll see you there.
Yes, I'll be.
And the great thing about all this is the cast has only seen clips and segments. They have not seen the full production yet. And I can tell you, when you see yourselves on screen, and the reason I'm keeping it a private event, it is invitation only because we are looking to have the individuals who can make it happen for us in attendance. People that are connected, corporate folks.
Yes.
People that know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah,
right?
I like that. I like
because I'm gonna keep it real. The play was available in Charlotte on 3 separate occasions.
Yeah.
You had your opportunities to purchase a ticket.
Yeah, absolutely.
You didn't purchase a ticket. You're not coming to the screening to see the play for free.
There it is.
That's just the way it's going to be.
I'm not mad at it.
Now, we will take your donation though if you want to attend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll get to that in a second. But the screening will be big because it'll be the first time that the cast will see it. We'll have some individuals. I'm working on some folks. And word on the street is that we might have a Hollywood representation in attendance.
I like to hear that.
So
I like to hear that.
So those are the big things that are coming up. I am traveling back home.
Yes, sir.
Home to Harlem.
Oh, yeah.
In a few weeks to end the year to see my family, my son, my daughter, my grandchildren, and to have some meetings.
That's right. That's right. Which is the most important part.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, the most important part of the conversation, of this conversation. You know, Garcia, you have said just some amazing things on today. And, you know, man, I want to say to you, man, I'm proud of you.
Oh, man.
Because I know some of the challenges that you felt.
Yes.
The hardships that you felt without divulging of that information, but it was tough. And so to see exactly what's happening for you.
Thank you.
And the timing in which it's happening, because, it's like you have a pitfall, you have emotions rolling, and it's part of the journey.
It is part of the journey.
But the story is going to be so amazing. Look at what's happening now.
Chris, I'm not big on cliches, but I am big on scripture.
Yes.
And the Bible tells us that the vision is for an appointed time.
Yes.
And though it tarry, wait for it.
Wait for it.
Because it will not prove to be false.
That's right.
And the people that are in our circle, I include you, and we all believe in the vision. We all believe in the way that this will pan out to be. So
absolutely.
I do want to take a moment and talk directly to your listeners,
please,
and viewers.
Please do.
You know, we've talked a little bit about the play. You can follow me on Instagram at Michael Garcia, the brand. I keep my content current. Sometimes I'll put some whimsical and some funny videos up there. But most importantly, we need your support. My objective is to take this cast across this nation. We operate on an independent model, which means that you can help us. You may not be in North Carolina. You may not even be in New York City. But anything that you can do to support us, you know somebody that knows somebody that may be able to get the play into your city or state.
Yeah.
But all of this does take resources and finances. If you feel led or compelled, you can send us your contribution, your donation. Chris will tell you, I am a straight up individual.
Oh,
I give accounting for every cent.
Yes, yes.
And if you don't trust me, you can send it to Chris, because I trust this brother with my life.
Yes, yes.
But I do have a Cash App, and it is simple. It is Stuff Inside My Head. That is my Cash App. Anything from $1 to $5, $10, $100, even $1,000 will help us, because I take all of that, recycle it, and put it back into the operating expenses of what we do. I want the cast to fly to a location. I want them to lodge and be rested at night. I want them to eat and be nourished, so that when we go on stage to do our thing, that's how you can help us.
Yes, yes.
All right. Again, the Cash App is Stuff Inside My Head. My IG, and you can send me a direct message, is Michael Garcia, the brand.
I absolutely love it. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you. So we implore you guys, as he's conveyed so eloquently to you guys, hey, pour into Mr. Garcia, into the seed. So a smaller seed, a little donation.
That's what it is, man.
Because it's for a great cause too.
Hey, there is no price, right, on peace of mind.
Yeah.
That's from Zach Brown.
Yeah.
There's no dollar sign on peace of mind. There's no value that, we can place on protecting individuals, right? And Chris, I did have a piece that I want to share, though.
Yeah. Go right ahead. Take your time and go ahead and share it, bro.
This is something, Chris knows this, my cast know this, people that have been around me know that while I did grow up in the Bronx, went to college, and then I migrated into the village of Harlem.
Yes, sir.
The play is set in Harlem. Actually, the log line of the play is 3 friends meet in an apartment in Harlem. What could go wrong? Prior to me visiting, I was thinking about, what do I want to do on my trip to New York?
Yeah.
And I came up with what I call the Ode to Harlem. And this is going to be the first time anyone hears it.
I love it. I love it.
So I'm waiting for you to tell me my cue.
Go ahead.
All right.
It's on you, brother.
I put my poet hat on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Harlem, my beloved Harlem, I love you to the moon and back. No matter where I am, no matter where I be, it will always be you and me. From the street below to the sky above, nothing will ever come between our love. And I can't speak for those that pretend, but as for me, everything I do will always be for the love of Harlem.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. That was beautiful. You can't hear the hand claps, but I'm giving you some hand claps right here, brother.
Just a little something,
Just a little something.
Just a little something.
Yeah.
And part, and we didn't say this, but the play, as far as the dialogue, my spoken word poetry is in the dialogue of the play.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Which is, you think of Hamilton, right? They sing. In my play, they do my spoken word poetry. So that is a distinguishing characteristic of our play, man. I'm so proud of the work that we've done.
Yes, yes. I got to give a shout out to, I want to make sure I say his name, Jonathan.
Yes, Jonathan.
The lead character.
Mr. J. Adams.
Mr. J. Adams. I got to give him a shout out. He used some words with me, when I came back and I was working the dialogue. And at the moment, I thought, movement was important. Of course, I added the movement, but it was too much movement. And he shared something with me as it pertains to Shakespeare. It was like, just be.
Just be.
And he said, remember when Shakespeare was saying to be or not to be, that is the question. And he was like, Chris, just be in the moment. And the reason I said that is because that was such first of all, it was simplicity. It was just simple. But it struck a chord because he was like, look, the light is on you, just be. So I said that to say, the value that this cast has.
Oh my.
Because we have people that are the gentlemen that are a part of it. A lot of them have gone to college and has that structured backing
Yes.
to solidify what they do. That doesn't take away from those of us that hadn't been to college. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But there are some terms and some things that we may not know that can put it in perspective for us as we move forward. So the value and the coaching that we get while doing the work is amazing. So I wanted to make sure I said that. And that's for the entire team, actually, you know, because I think everybody gets bullet points and things said to them to help them create this character in such a way. And then to your point, the work.
You got to put the work in.
Yes.
You know, I'm a big sports fan. You know my love.
Yes. I wish we had that clip too.
You know I love me some Kobe Bryant, and that mentality, that discipline that comes into staying up late at night, reading the line over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, reciting the words over and over, putting the work in behind the scenes, because most people will see what's on stage.
Mm-hmm.
They see the finished product, but they don't see the work that goes behind the scenes and the tweaking just to make sure, and how you put yourself in the audience's seat to say, how does that? And, you know, I believe that everything that we have done, everything is precise.
Yes, sir.
It is pristine.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I appreciate that.
You know what? I'm gonna put this out there.
Go ahead.
You know, the man you just mentioned is trying to call me, right?
Man, go ahead and answer.
Man, let me
tell him right now that.
Hey, man, you on the air, brother.
Who is that? That's Jonathan.
No,
right?
no, that's all. We were just talking about you, Mr. J. Adams.
That's right, J. Adams.
Can I put him on speaker?
Man, put him on speaker.
I'm gonna put you on speaker. The man said we could.
Speaker.
You on speaker now, bro?
Hey, hey, J. Adams, don't worry about it, brother. Man, doing wonderful, man. I wanted to tell you, man, I gave you your flowers on today, brother. I want to say the value that you bring to the team. Just that one statement that you made to me about just be, as it pertains to Shakespeare, to be or not to be. It was such a valuable statement that really changed the trajectory of the character, if you would. So I wanted to make sure I told you that. I said it on air, but I'm saying it again now. I got you on the phone.
Oh, my brother, thank you, man. I truly appreciate being a vessel and being able to share tidbits like that, things that you would just think is okay, it's information that you just throw away, or something that you would just appreciate. But being able to share something like that with your fellow out there that means so much, man, that's awesome. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you being in the space to receive that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is real time, folks, and live. We can't make this up.
No,
we didn't script this. We didn't have to pass this through
no, not at
the
all.
compliance board.
Yo, this is 11:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my phone.
Right on.
This is live.
This is live, man.
My brother, I'm going to call you when I'm done here, but we appreciate you. We were just talking about you. Your timing was perfect, right?
Brother.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, hey, that's God's time.
Yes,
it's
sir.
God's time.
And he'll show up just like he did, like he's supposed to. I appreciate y'all. I'll talk about y'all soon, man. Love y'all guys.
All right, love you too, brother.
Love you too.
Boy,
timing.
That's amazing, right?
Timing.
I'm gonna tell you something. That's the beauty of podcasting.
It is, man. We just did it.
Have those moments. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Those moments. You know, I absolutely love it. And this is great. This is absolutely wonderful.
Man, I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely, man.
After we get past the humor and the jokes and just being, listen, we are real people.
Yeah.
We go through real stuff.
Yeah.
We have to live in a society where we have to figure out how we can fit in and help.
Yeah.
This is just one way. The play, the mental health workshops, it's just one solution.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I absolutely love it. Thank you again, Garcia,
it's my pleasure, man.
Gracing us with your presence. And it's always an honor and pleasure to see a fellow brother that is continuing to do the work that they're doing. But not only that, we're able to see the evidence of the work.
The evidence.
And this journey right here between the both of us, I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, when you really think about the magnitude of watching people and being in the same circle with people and just seeing their growth. And even though we may not see it from the standpoint of numbers when it comes to network and what people are looking for, you stand back and you're like, what in the world just happened?
Chris, if I may,
evidence of God actually moving for you.
And if I could add something to that statement, you make a very subtle point, but it's an important one for us as people of color, right? What is your goal and objective? If your goal and objective is to be seen, to be rewarded openly, to, in this case, get on Broadway, then that's one pathway. And kudos to you. But if your goal is to make a difference in the lives of people, you may not be acknowledged.
Yeah.
You may not be received well.
Yes.
You may not fit the mold that's out there, but it's okay.
It is okay.
I believe in creating my own pathway, my own mode, my own template. So for some, Mike, you want this on Broadway? Not really. I'm more concerned about getting it into the community.
Yeah.
So that man, that woman that was struggling can go see a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it so happens that at some point we do go in that direction, okay. But I control the content and the distribution of the content.
Yeah.
So either way, we win because grassroots organic growth is the best.
It's the best, man.
It's the best.
And I want to say this. I want to say this statement was just sent to me.
Okay.
By my man, Mike Anderson. It's a quick statement I want to make. And so he sent the statement. He said, God allows all of his angels to fellowship.
Wow.
It's from a spiritual standpoint, too. So when you think about that, that's heavy, right?
Yeah, Mike, he's a deep brother. He's a deep brother, and he just made me sit back in this chair and think about that. But I'm grateful.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful. And I will share this. This
Thank you,
came
Mike.
to me during the week, man. As I do my own personal studying. Folks, don't you ever be afraid of the giants. I don't care what obstacles in front of you, what you don't have. Work with what you do have.
Work with what you got.
Don't be afraid of the giants.
That's right. That's right.
David had a slingshot. And yet, we know the story of him and Goliath.
Mike, just come over here and just get on the microphone, okay? You know what? Just get on the mic.
Live!
Just come over here and
from Greensboro, the Ross Cloud Podcast.
Go ahead, hold on. Let me turn you on and make sure. Get a quick test.
That's.
There you go. Go ahead.
It's crazy as Michael Garcia was saying this. I literally was getting ready to say it, and he said it.
Yeah.
But what I always say is, be a David in a world full of Goliaths.
Wow.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna work with that. Folks, you have no idea of what's getting ready to happen.
Nah, you don't.
You really don't.
Yeah, it's a lot brewing in here.
It is a lot brewing.
A lot brewing. So Garcia, I want to tell you again, brother. Thank you again.
Yes.
For coming on again, man. For a second, third, man. You always invited, and hopefully one day we can get the entire cast to come in.
Oh my gosh,
that would say with them.
Man, that would be so much fun.
Yeah, they are some amazing actors, man, and it's
wow.
It's beautiful to watch each one of their personal growth within these characters. They have really just brought this thing to life. It seemed like after the trip to DC, something ignited like even further in everyone. It seemed that way.
It really, folks, we didn't give you a timeline, did we?
No, we didn't. Because let
me give you a timeline. The script was finished in November of 2021.
Yeah.
I had a reading over Zoom with my friends who weren't even actors.
Yeah.
The play was accepted to the National Black Theater Festival as a stage reading. The monologue from the play, My Depression, was accepted to the inaugural Echoes of Us monologue series out of the African-American Shakespeare Theater in San Francisco.
Yes.
We did the reading in August of 2022. The audience loved it and told us, you good to go.
Yeah.
We didn't do any more stage readings because the audience already put their stamp of approval. So we weren't sitting around waiting for the critics. In March of this year, we put it on stage. That led us to go into DC at a mental health symposium because someone that was in the audience was blown away and changed the schedule of that event. And we were on there doing segments in front of Anthony Anderson, artists here and there, right?
Yeah.
Then we mounted the play again in October of this year. Before that, we did an immersive dinner theater experience.
Yeah.
So we can do the play in a dinner theater while people are sitting there and work in between the guests.
Yeah.
Then we did it in October. We filmed it. Now we're doing the screening. Now we just signed the contract with Johnson C. Smith and App State.
Yeah.
Now you tell me.
Yeah. It was quick.
We can't make this up.
Yeah. Nah, you can't.
And we don't apologize for it.
Oh, not at all, man.
Because like my man Mike said, Dave is in the world of Goliaths. Man, I'm going to run with that. Anyway.
That's right. That is so right. I know. I had another phone call come in. Get off of my phone right now.
Oh, my Lord.
Off my doggone phone.
Chris, I commend you for what you're doing with this studio, man. And I was here last year at this time. It was in December.
Yeah.
We were talking about the premiere. And at that time, we really didn't know what we had until that March 31st.
Yes.
But then after March 31st, we knew exactly what we had. And we've been rolling with it.
That's right.
And what else is to say?
Man,
there's
nothing else to say.
In our world, gospel world,
Yeah.
church world, there's this one song, may the work I do, may the work I've done speak for me. And I live by that, man.
That is. So listen, folks, I hope you guys have heard something today that can help you become better. And listen, I'm going to flash this up on the screen, the stuff inside my head. Look at this advertisement here. It's beautiful. If you would take some time to look at it, if you would, not that one, the other one, the actual image of the entire cast. That's the cast right there. And I think that has the date. What's that? March 23rd.
Yeah, that's the image for Johnson C. Smith.
Yes. And we're excited.
Wow.
Super excited about that. I remember when he first told us about that, just kind of sneak preview of it, and then to see it come to fruition is a beautiful thing, you know.
I'm glad you brought that up. Here's you talked about advice, and these are things that I learned in leadership that should happen. Tell your cast, tell your crew, your team, give them an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
You may not have all the details, but don't let them know that you are working behind the scenes and that it will benefit all of them.
Oh, it is.
Too many times in our circles,
Come on,
we don't want to include I believe in shared leadership, and Chris can attest to that.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody on this team has input. I give them snippets of what's happening. Chris, am I wrong?
No.
I give them updates. I let them know where we're going, what we're doing, the conversations that we're having. I let them know the conversations that I say no to.
Yeah.
Because not everything is for us.
No, that's right.
And we walk away from some opportunities because it doesn't align with the vision. But from a leadership perspective, man, include your team in the decision-making process.
Man.
Chris will tell you that there is no decision, no place that we go that I say, hey, would you all be willing to do X, Y, and Z?
Absolutely.
And we go with the consensus.
Yeah, I love it. And everybody's along for the journey.
And I will tell this, I will say this other stuff. There was an opportunity that was presented to me out in the West Coast, on the Pacific Northwest.
That's right. That's right.
They were not willing
It's true.
to bring the cast in.
Yeah.
And I said, okay,
Yeah.
then you can't have me
Yeah.
or my play.
And that's exactly how he rolled, too. Yeah, that's exactly how he rolled. Ain't nothing else to say after that. That's exactly how he rolls. I'm super excited again to have been a part of a part of your vision and to continue to grow with the vision, because this character, it was easy to fall into, but it challenged me too. It was a challenge for me too, because I've been coached, but to be coached on this level was totally different. And it was beautiful. It's been a beautiful thing, and I look forward to seeing what's next for stuff inside my head, man.
Hey, Chris, you on the team. We're
Yeah.
going to do it together.
Absolutely.
And like you said, there's nothing else left to say.
Yeah, yeah. And none of us walked away before it's time. We stayed around to do the work. We stayed around for the hardships. We stayed around for the times where it might not have looked like, but I tell you, it looked like right.
It looked like right.
Yes, sir.
It looking like a whole lot right
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
And
So-
you know, Mr. T used to say, I pity the. I say, I'm gonna look in this camera with a camera right here.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, you can say no to this play. You can reject this if you want to, but I pity you
Yes, sir.
if you do.
Yes, sir.
Trust and believe.
Yes, sir. So look, we could stay on here all day
We
long
could,
and
man.
have this conversation. But listen, I hope you guys have heard something today that can help you become better. Listen, if you haven't had the opportunity to check out the Ross Cloud podcast, you can check us out on all media platforms. Make sure you check us out at the Ross Cloud Podcast 7722. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out on our collab page, the Mix Network Ross Cloud collab page podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe. And also for all of your video needs, make sure you check out the Mix Network LLC. That's www.mixnetworkllc.com. It's a beautiful family that comes together to do the work. And make sure you check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I don't do much on TikTok. I try my best, but I'm still learning this social media.
Yeah.
And we look forward to continuing this journey with the Ross Cloud podcast as we help people become better, as we
Yes.
navigate through the clouds of life, through dialogue, through conversations, through people's perspective and their experience in life. So listen, this is the Ross Cloud podcast. I'm Christopher Ross. Make it a great day and keep being great. Peace.